Hello?
Yes. Okay,
Hi.
we can hear you.
Everybody hear me now?
Hello?
Yeah.
Cool. Hi guys. Um,
Hey.
all right, so yeah, that's me. Just give you guys a little bit intro about myself. My name is Hal, currently in charge of CG production and visual effects at Pinta Studios. I went to graduate program called Visualization in Texas A&M University in 2012, as you can see on the slide. That's where I studied animation, film, computer graphics, and programming. I did my. Can you go to next slide, please?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I did my internship at Electronic Arts, and I also worked at Blue Sky Studios. So here are some of the video games and movies that I worked on. I'm not sure if you guys can see my laser pointer or not. Okay, not
We cannot.
not
We
big
can see
deal.
where you're
No.
pointing.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Pointer,
Okay.
Not the laser.
Okay, that's great. All right, so that's some of the movie and video games that I worked on. I better step somewhere else so I can. Yeah, because I have to turn my head so much. All right, can you please go to next one?
Yes.
Great. Okay. Now just briefing on the place I am working at right now. So Pinta Studio is formed with the top dreamers, storytellers, artists, and engineers within the lands of China. The core team members or professional elite from film, game, and entertainment industry. Our mission is to create heart-touching stories through whichever is the best way to tell it. So we devote ourselves to people to not only watch, but also to touch and feel the character we create so that our audiences will feel like themselves being part of the world that we make. And this is our goal. Virtual reality is obviously one of our approach. Pinta was founded in Beijing, June 2006, with more than 30 employees now. These are major, as you can see on the slide, these are some major projects we came thus far. So the first one,
Next one.
don't want to block the view. Okay, so the first one is the Dream Collector. Don't know if everybody heard about it, but if not, I highly recommend checking it out. It's on Steam now, and we do have some deals and discount. So the second one is Shennong, Taste of Illusion, which is what we are going to talk about more tonight in a little bit. Our upcoming lineups are very exciting too. The third one is Allo, and its extension Echo. It's an interactive VR and AR animation films. Film runs about 15 to 18 minutes, depending on how you interact with it. And I guess the extension Echo runs a little bit longer, but still, depending on how you go along with the story. The following one is a 15-episode season animation show. As you can see here, we are just wrapping it up, and it's going to be aired in no time. So stay tuned. As long as we have something, we will post it in our social media. We do have Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and so forth. Check it out by searching Pinta Studios here. Currently, we are planning on something bigger, which is a feature-length animation film on the big screen called the LSS Dawn of Shennong. Please go back.
Okay,
one.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. So it's Dawn of Shennong. As you can tell on the slide button right, we're pretty much done with its pre-production, and we are in production with its demo video for the time being. It's going to be awesome, and I can't wait to show you guys. So next one, please.
Yes.
Next slide, please. Yeah. This is a world premiere poster of our very first VR animation, The Dream Collector, featured with Christmas theme. So I guess you can. We have a very good year during the Christmas event. Next, please.
This film is also available on VeeR for free, so you guys can check it out.
Awesome.
Yeah, VR, I guess on VR it's a 360 video version. You will get different experience on that as well. Yep. Okay. All right, now let's get back to our topic tonight, Shennong, Taste of Illusion. There are some posters here. So first of all, why Shennong, along with the Chinese philosophy and vision behind it? So just giving you guys a little bit of the story background beforehand. It involves heavily with Chinese mythology. All right, we're gonna stay on this page for quite a bit, so just bear with me, guys. Chinese mythology can be dated back to the period of Qing and Han dynasties. It describes the relationship between the human and the nature, the animism and the mythological religion. So the characters in myths are always God or demigod with the unusual appearance and the supreme power. And the stories are always occurred in the time, space, which beyond imagination. So our story is about Shennong, who is a mythical sage ruler of prehistoric China, the god king of Chinese medicine and agriculture, who tests 100 varieties of herbs with his holy red whips, tastes them all, encounters 70 poisons in one day, learns the properties of all plants, and finally catalogs of 365 species of medicinal plants into a book. The book's name is Shennong's Classic of Herbal Medicine. It's also called Shennong Baicao in Chinese. According to the mythology record, Shennong has the head of a bull and the body of a man. You not really see it from here, but you will see in the show. So that's how we designed the character based off of. So why are we doing it, especially in VR? So because we wanted to explore a better way to tell or even let people experience a story for a proper definition. How can we take advantage of telling a story in virtual reality? That's our thoughts after our very first VR story, The Dream Collector. With this question in our mind, we desire to find it out with Shennong. In addition to that, one of our main goal and reason to make this short is that we need to push the graphics limits of virtual reality in real time with game engine. We wanted to see how far it goes with current technology's limitation. So this is how we did it. In order to push the boundary of visual fidelity, there are lots of cinematic visual effects involved. For example, Shennong's hair and skirt. We've done the physics simulation with some real-time techniques. Other examples like fluid and volumetric cloud simulation, etc. We've also rebuilt the production pipeline completely, such that we could combine both conventional CG film production and game development, as well as taking advantage of real-time graphics technology. We call it hybrid pipeline internally. In terms of animation design, I have to mention that we took quite a lot of references from Chinese martial art. We used the elements of the Kung Fu and the performance of Chinese drama to make the whole fight scene more interesting. So what's the animal? I do get questions from people like, what's the animal in the film and what's special about it and why? So the mythical animal in the show called Lang Dang Yao Shou. Yao Shou means boogie beast in Chinese, and Lang Dang is the name of the glamorous plant that Shennong swallowed with its petal in the film. It is a cold poison herb, but also Shennong's enemy. So we combined the Chinese lion dance and the kite element with its design. I can totally understand if people have no ideas what is going on with a man who has a pair of ox horn eating random plants and then fighting a beast with a lion head and a kite tail. People will get totally out of it without the backgrounds. So I am gonna walk you through some main scenes here real quick. Spoilers warning here, so please mute me if you're afraid of me taking the mystery out of it. I'm gonna give you 5 seconds if you wanna turn me down. All right. Everyone follow? Okay. Can you go next slide, please? And also, quick notes here, because I'm giving you guys who are watching this event live in VR some exclusive content. So please do not take snapshot or recordings with this specific slide, but others are fine. All right. Sorry for the Chinese here, since it's really hard for me to find the right interpretation for each scenes. So I'll just describe what's happening there respectively, because they're basically made up names. So in ancient times, Shennong explores, you see my letter, right? In ancient times, Shennong explores the forest deep in the valley to collect unknown plants with unique tastes and effects. A glamorous flower seduces, right here. A glamorous flower seduces Shennong, and he's poisoned. He's poisoned by tasting the petal. Shennong falls into illusion as the flower turns into a mythical boogie beast, which tortured him to his last breath. In the desperate darkness, Shennong is revived by a secret friend. With the awakening power, he conquers the beast, breaks the illusion, and acquires another valuable plant. So finally, Shennong back to the real world and continues his journey. So hopefully it's a pretty short, but hopefully my explained backgrounds answers your question during the show. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna talk about some film festival experiences after we released it. We felt so much honored, first of all, to be selected and nominated by a number of reputable and well-known film festivals. Secondly, it was really fantastic to be able to showcase our work to the world in such a way that people can appreciate it with their professionalism and giving great advices with their sound knowledge and experiences. We would definitely do it again and again, nonstop. Lastly, it was awesome seeing others' work, sharing some visions within the new medium in this new field, just like ours. And also exchanging ideas and discussing different problems was so much fun. So that's basically what I have with Shennong. Can you also go to the next slide, please? Here, before I wrap up, I just wanted to show you guys the poster of Allo, featured with 2019 Tribeca Virtual Arcade nomination from this passing week. We are all super excited and looking forward to the festival coming up 1 month later in New York. So just a heads up, our director Su Hao Dan and the producer Lucy will be there. If you go, please swing by and say hi to them. Last but not the least, I have to mention that without the hard work from all current and former members of Pinta family, none of those beautiful animations that we've created can be even possible. Excuse me. We learn and help with each other. We grow together. I'm such blessed that I could be a part of this talented team. I guess some of you fellows are watching, or maybe not. I just wanted to say that it is truly a fun and pleasure to be working alongside of my colleagues and friends. Thanks for watching, and thank you everybody here very much. Thanks to y'all. That's all I have. Thank you.
So does anybody have any questions about?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so let me go down the list because we actually have a lot.
Okay.
Oh, well, hold on, let's see. I don't know how to do that. So who said I do? Let's just go like that. Let's just raise hands the old school way. Okay. In the green shirt,
I
yes.
see 2 hands. Yeah,
Hi there.
in the middle with
Hi.
green. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
First of all, thank you very much for coming and presenting
Thank you.
your work. And secondly, I'd really like to congratulate
My
you
pleasure.
and your team on Shennong Taste of Illusion. I've watched it twice now, and I enjoyed it more the second time. I actually gave a review for it, and it's the best experience I've seen in terms of either like true 360 photography or VR animation film. So I loved it, and I'm going to watch it again. And I think for me,
Great.
the mark of how much I liked it is that I'm going to let my son watch it, and he's 10 years old, and I don't really let him watch VR at all.
Oh,
but there's
awesome.
something
That's
about the film.
my pleasure.
Yeah. My question
you so
really
much.
is, you mentioned about longer films. What's the longest that you would consider making a full immersive VR film for?
Well, I would say maybe 20 to 30 minutes for now, because with the the feeling like current hardware, no matter how light it is. I don't know if you guys are wearing Oculus Rift or Go or maybe some other things. They're really not that comfortable, right? You don't want to wear it for like a feature length movie like 1 hour and a half or maybe even 2 hours. That's gonna be really exhausting. So I would say for the longest we would make it less than 20 minutes. That's a safe bet. For our first VR short, which is the Dream Collector, we try to make it down to like 5 minutes, but the directors always want to tell more story and always want to make it better. So we went to close to 10, and what bad is we're going to send it to SIGGRAPH, and then they do not take anything that's longer than 5 minutes. Right. So we were rejected. We turned down by them, and then we had no choice but send it to Venus Film Festival. Then we got lucky, got selected. Which is really fun. That's our first try. So we think 10 minutes is perfect at that time. But then we're trying to bring people in with the story and try to make them feel they're part of it, and then it can be longer as long as you're not. I
agree.
Yeah. So with Shennong, Shennong is actually shorter than that. But our next one, which is Aloe and the expansion Echo, it's around 15 to 18 minutes. Okay. So that's quite an experience, and I wouldn't say more than 20 minutes would be a good idea. That's pretty much it.
I agree. I think you can get away just on special effects and like interesting visuals and graphics for a few minutes. Once you go beyond 2 minutes, the storyline needs to be really strong, I would say. Yeah. So you're right about it, and then you can tell Shennong it's not a really story. Story-wise, it's not that much, but most of it it's the graphics, it's the visual effects. So we're trying to keep a good balance between it. So actually, that made Shennong a little bit shorter. It's actually our shortest project for now, but it took us the most of time to make it. I can imagine. It's amazing.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so
sure.
Let's see.
I see other hands.
Yes, the lady with the what is it? The green shirt? Oh no, the purple shirt. The purple shirt. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell your names. Yes, you. Yes, I'm so sorry.
It's you. Yeah, I can't see your name. Go ahead.
It's not really a question. I just want to comment. I just got my Oculus yesterday, and
sure.
being able to have this kind of conversation. Thank you. Being able to have this kind of conversation and seeing the work that you've put into these videos and these just the hard work that you've done, and I really appreciate it. So again, it's not really a question. I just want to comment that I love this. It's been great so far. I haven't seen the Shennong yet, but after this, I definitely will be looking at that right now.
Highly recommend.
Great, thank you. That's
thank you for
that's
your
why
effort.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Thank you too.
Awesome.
Thank you for your effort.
I hope you have fun.
Any more questions? So I have a
guess
question.
that's the hands emoji.
Okay.
2 more here.
Yes. Let's see. The robot head.
Yeah, rubber head.
Robot head. I think it's puddle. You might unmute yourself. Yes.
I hear. Can you hear?
Okay.
There two on the.
Tara, are we good here? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear.
Awesome. I don't know what I was going to say, actually. Crap, I forgot. Sorry.
Okay. So next question.
Where are you now?
Yeah, I have another question.
Next one. The purple. I guess it's a purple shirt.
Yes.
Sweat. The lady with the with the big hand on her head.
Yes. Right there.
Ahead.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hey.
Oh, so the question I had was, do you have any tips for people trying to optimize some of this content for, low-end devices like the Oculus Go or anything like that? Like, do you simulate the physics ahead of time and then record it and then play it back instead of running it in real time, that sort of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the number one tip would be don't make anything hard, because it's in conventional CGI project, it's kind of easy, and you got so many tools to make those effects, but it's another magnitude of hardness to produce such a thing in VR and in real time. So you really don't want to do that, especially like you can see in Shennong we have some solid crosshair simulation and fluid volumetric simulation and stuff like that. We have to do it. We have to do it before we put them in the engine, and then it's like a baked or cached digital data, and then we just put them in the engine and basically play it as it was. So that's the technique that we use, like a simple term of maybe it's a simple explanation of that. In terms of low-end devices like Oculus Go, actually, Allo is a project that we're going to put them in all kinds of devices, no matter what it is, no matter how low-end it is. So in that project, we've gone through a lot of trials and tests and fails to find out the best way to make animation, VR animation look good. At the same time, it can be played in real time in those devices. So I mean, just don't make anything that's too hard, too heavy, and try to use your imagination and your design capability to make it look nice and cute and stylish, but with very low number of faces and very low number of heavy special effects. Then you will be in a good shape, or at least you will start with something that's gonna run on Oculus Go or on mobile phones, and then from there you can add something that you really want. But another tip I will give is that keep your balance and then keep your eye on budget, because you can't make everything looks good. If you think about this, you have only one option. What would be what you are going to use if you can only make one thing look good, right? So you can either make the story good plus the design, or you can either make the graphics look very good but bad story and bad design. You have to choose, at least for now. And maybe in the future we will have a better, computing power, better devices. Then you can go from there. But you got to learn how to take things out of your show or your project, and that's pretty much it.
Thank you.
Can I ask another question here?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you finished your. Okay. Yeah. Sure.
Oh, sure.
Next.
Right. So, like I said, I watched the film twice because I liked it so much, and I think I'm becoming a fan of VR films, 360 films. So one of the things I wanted to know, you said that this got showed at a film festival where there are a lot of people. When those people watch the film, are they standing? Are they sitting? How do they watch it? Or do they watch it? Yeah, that's the first question. And then I have a point to make.
Okay, so to your first question, we were trying, in the first place, we were trying to make people watching it standing. But you have limited spaces, and also you have cable. It's not wireless. You got cable. You have to connect it to the machine. You really can't walk that far. But if you can, moving around freely, then I would say just go for it, because it's well, the size and the scale is a real scale. It's a real world scale. So you can literally walk around and see and go wherever you want. You can even pass through the wall and the mountain and see what's inside, but there's really nothing, to be honest.
So,
but
can I just check then, because I watched it both times. I watched it on my Oculus Go, which gave me a static experience. Are you saying that on an Oculus Rift I could move around in this experience?
Yeah, but I guess you can do it in 360 video version, as opposed to a true VR experience. So if you have say Oculus Rift, and then you have the sensor that it can can see you, and then you gotta launch the application, the application of Shennong Taste of Illusion. Well, then I would say you can literally go around if you don't have the limitation from your cable and your machine. I can recommend you get a mobile, get a laptop, and then connect your headset to the laptop, and you can.
As well. I just chose to watch it on the Oculus Go because sometimes it's simple, but I have an Oculus Rift. So would I watch that via the VeeR app as well, or do I need to load the Shennong experience?
Sorry, you are breaking. You're disconnecting. Can you say it again?
Yeah. Are you hearing me better now? Is that not better?
It's better, I guess. Yeah, keep going. I can hear you.
Okay, so my question is, do I need to upload or access the Shennong experience through VeeR platform, or is it do I have to directly download it from somewhere else to experience the 6 degrees of freedom?
Well, yeah. Okay, so through VR, you can only watch 360 version of the movie. It's a pre-rendered movie. Right. But if you want to go that you want to do the experience, it's on Steam.
Okay.
And I think it's also less than $3. Oh my. And then you purchase it and you download it. It's pretty much like a game. You buy a game and you can launch it, and then so Shennong is similar to that. Only you cannot play. You cannot interact. The only interaction you have is the position and the angle of your camera. So you are pretty much like someone sitting in the world, and then you can just literally walk around and then check out the environment.
That's
so
amazing.
Another suggestion I can give you is that if you really want to freely move around. Sorry, I'm hearing a really loud echo.
Yes. Yes.
If you mute,
That's
better.
I think it's better. So where was I?
You were saying that if you wanted the full experience.
Oh, okay. So if we really want to freely move around without the hassle of cable and static machine, then I would say you go buy you get a laptop with a power that can run. Maybe it's NVIDIA GTX, at least NVIDIA GTX 1017 to 1080. You will be in good hands. So get a laptop with that power. And get a headset from Windows MR. So because Windows MR has the inside-out tracking, so you don't need to get the sensor or the station to see you. You literally have only one headset connected to the laptop, and then you take the laptop with you, and then you can just literally walk around anywhere you want. You will get full out of it if you have that set up.
Okay, that's cool. Thank
you.
So
I figured out how to see who's next on the line. So we'll just go through the. I'll just go through my list. So Puddles, you have a question?
Oh, it was just to say it's a real privilege to see you here. I watched the Dream Collector, and it's fantastic. Awesome movie. I love the ending.
Thank you.
I'm not going to say what it is. So just well done. Great to see you. Thank you.
Okay, so Sold As is next.
Pleasure, my pleasure.
Sold As, no. Okay. All right. So what about Pinta?
Who?
Yeah, I was wondering, what is the film? Like, what film are we talking about?
The feature-length film? Or what?
Yeah, the guy, what he was talking about earlier.
Oh, Shennong, Taste of Illusion. It's available on the VeeR store.
Oh, okay. All right.
Is that what you asked for?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody have any more questions? Because I'm the only one that's on the list because I have a question. So I have more. So let's go, Daniel. Daniel?
Yeah, it's me again.
Daniel.
Okay?
Hi again.
Yeah.
I have lots of questions. Like I said, I watched it twice, and the first time I was in a static chair. The second time I watched it, I was in a rotating chair, like an office spinning chair. The second time was much better because so much of the action kind of moves past you and starts happening behind you. So I found myself having to react really quickly. My question, or my suggestion or question is, some of the action that comes straight towards you and then goes behind you, I thought a really cool effect could have been, the Matrix style slow motion. If you could have just when it goes really close to you, just slow down, that slowing down effect, so it gives you time to react and turn, and as it gets past you, then speeds up again. That kind of, you guys have enough to do already, but that kind of effect, I think, would have really enhanced the.
I can totally imagine that. Well, that's a really good suggestion. I like that. Thanks for the
awesome.
No problem.
For the idea. Awesome.
One other detail, if I may.
Yeah.
So there's 6 stages.
Go ahead.
There's 6 stages in the film, and the progression of the stages, I really like how you go from one phase to another. But one thing I noticed, especially at the opening scene, and maybe this is by design, I'm just curious. So the opening scene, when I saw the film, the character appears behind me, and it was a surprise.
Yeah.
Is that on purpose, or is it?
Well, that's not really on purpose because I think we're trying to have it on the side or not right behind you, but it could happen because when it loads the scene, and when it gets right in, you don't really know where you're looking at it. So you probably turned around, or you probably the orientation got reset somehow. So
a suggestion.
Yeah, it could be ends up at your right behind you.
So a suggestion is, especially from the first to second scene and second to third scene, you can tell how he's moved from one place to another and then how your position in the film changes. But I think it would be really cool that as you enter the new scene, you're pointing in the direction of where he is. You know what I mean? Otherwise, I found myself having to search around to find out where it is.
Sorry, I didn't follow. Can you say it again?
Yes, sorry, saying, can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
So I think it would be really cool if when the viewer moves to the next scene, then the scene loads in the direction of where the character is. Because I found myself kind of, when I started up in the next scene, I was hunting around to see where he is, and I didn't want to miss the action because it loaded with the view pointing in a different direction from where he was. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah, I gotcha. Oh, well, so just rephrase it. Were you trying to say you prefer you as a viewer walking through the direction, or did I misunderstood it?
What I mean is, so there are 6 scenes, and when you go from the first scene to the second scene, when he leaves the first scene, you're looking in one direction.
Right.
And then when the next scene loads up, you're not actually looking at where he is, so you have to hunt around to find him. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, that makes sense.
It would be cool if it was like automatically looking at him in the next scene.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that's a really good point. But the other thing I have to mention is that when the scene's loading, we are not sure how long it's gonna take on your machine.
Right.
So we put a bright, it's kind of a cushion for people for God knows how long it's gonna take, and then during that time. It might giving viewers chance to turn around, because people tend to move around as long as they don't see anything.
Exactly.
Either it's black or it's white, they just turn around.
That's true.
So like I agree with your point, but also we thought about it a lot, but also it's not 100% under control. It could. You could be ended up in any direction if people just move around.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
Yeah, and then we didn't really.
Because I'm such a fan.
I totally agree. I'll take it.
Cool.
So thank you for that.
Okay, so we have another question from James.
Yeah, hi, thank you. I wasn't aware of your work, and I will definitely be checking it out. I'm sold. My question is not specific to your work. It's I enjoy watching movies with the virtual reality headset on, so Netflix is an example. But what I'm puzzled by is how come there's a heck of a lot of 3D back catalogue owned by the main Hollywood studios that is not being offered up for pay consumption to be watched in VR. I mean, I would definitely be a customer. Why are they? Do you have the answer as to why the studios are not offering us their content that's dead? They're not selling it anywhere else. So why don't they sell it to us?
Well, I'm not the guy who's working. That's not my part. But I would guess it's a really good way to having people. So in virtual reality. First of all, we have to overcome so many difficulties, technical-wise and comfortable-wise. So it's hard to bring people to this new technology and this new medium. And also, the most important thing I would say is really lacking of content. So you see, for making as an example, Shennong Taste of Illusion, if we would make it conventional project just with 2D and you don't see 360 content, it would be, I would say, 1/5 to 1/3 budget for making just it conventional. So if we make it in virtual reality, real time, it's gonna be 3 times to 5 times more expensive. So you see that's how hard it is to make just a one virtual reality content, and then plus it's very new. There are very few company studios who's working on it, and then even fewer people working it, and compare it. But I don't know what I'm saying. Do it again. So it's even fewer for studios who wish to make the content that is comparable to.
My question's about the back catalogue. The existing 3D films that they're not making any money on anymore, they could sell as the back catalogue from the last 10 years of 3D movies from Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
Can I make a suggestion? I just did a bit of research on Google, and actually some 3D films or content can be watched in VR. It seems that I don't know where or how, but it looks like it is. Some of the stuff is possible. I don't know if it's feature-length films, but yeah. Apparently.
Well, there is, you guys, there is an issue that not all 3D films will be able to be converted over because of the comfort issue. If you're sitting in a cinema with 3D glasses, you can put up with quite a lot that wouldn't be very comfortable in a VR headset. So it may not be just as simple a case as transposing it from the cinema to your headset. There may be other complicated factors involved.
Yeah. So I have a question for you. I have a question about the film. So how long did it take you to film? Like, how long did it take for the whole entire process of Shennong to be completed?
I guess it's 6 months. 6
oh, wow.
months.
That's pretty fast. That's really fast.
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of. Producing the content alone would take 6 months, but the really different part is that it's not just a video. It's more of an application or a game. So even after the production, right? We spend a huge amount of time maintaining the project and updating it from time to time, because it'll crash for God knows what reason when people are watching it. It's just like playing games, and sometimes we found out something really bad, bugs or something that we didn't want people to see, and then we decided to put more time and fixing it. So it ended up with versions. So it went through so many versions of upgrade. So that's like the hidden budget and time you're going to spend on a VR animation or VR, I don't know, content.
Awesome, thank you.
So like 6 months to producing it, and then maybe another 3 to 6 months maintaining just the project itself. And just give you guys a comparison. If it was a traditional 2D, 3D, but in 2D screen, we would have done it in 3 months.
Awesome.